I just feel honoured that I've opened up and accepted.
Bob's story has spent a year on the bestseller list around the world, and now this summer it's coming to America, and we can't wait to share it with you guys stateside.
It is going to #1 in the bestsellers this weekend, which is absolutely incredible. So how did the book come about?
Well, basically I was selling the big issue in back up towards you hit rock bottom, but I will definitely on the way back up now.
So he turned you around.
Oh, absolutely.
It's still the honeymoon period of the book, isn't it? And as you can see, it's selling quite well, and I am so incredibly amazed that so many people are buying my book. It is wonderful, and I am just so grateful to every single person who buys my book. If anybody ever wants to come up and say hello to me and Bob, I always love it. Intelligent little man. And your book. Smart boy. Oh no, he's playing. Trust me, he's okay. You want to say hello? It's fine. Well then why don't you... Yeah. No. If you... Hold on. If you know about tail wagging, there's two types of wagging. There's an angry flick, which is like that. And then there's playing, which is like that. See, that's not an angry cat. Bob, sit down. See, that is not an angry cat. If he didn't want to be there, he wouldn't be there. He's a cat. You cannot make a cat do anything it doesn't want to do. Cats do what they want to do. Everywhere. Is it small? No. He was arrested. That's why he's supposed to be arrested. Yeah. It's run over. That's why, honey. Take a picture. Are you two together? No. If you're going to take a picture, you make a donation. That's how we make a living.
I'm not even making anything up.
I got change for no.
But yeah, well, because I don't have any cash in here.
It's how we don't sleep in the street,
Yeah, I know. It's completely okay. It's just I don't have any cash in here.
Hey there. You're not going to give him a scratch by the ears. He loves it. Thank you. That's great. It all goes towards his foot. Bob.
Bob?
Yeah, it's just to his name as well.
How long has he been out?
5.5, 6 years ago, I rescued him from the streets. He'd been attacked by a fox. He came and asked me for help one day, and I mean literally, he came up to me and asked me for help. He had a big abscess on his leg where he'd been bitten by a fox. And I nursed him back to health with antibiotics, and after that, he just never stopped following me around. If you go on Google and type big issue cat, find his famous. Do you have Google now? Big issue. Do you have Google right now? Oh right, but you can't access Google right now then, no? You're one of my regular customers, she needs some clothes all the time. He loves it, he loves wearing clothes. I've never known a cat to like wearing clothes. You see he's quite comfortable with it, can't you?
Monday.com Work Docs is a new kind of doc. You don't just write with it, you create entire workflows with it. Work Docs are connected to all your work apps and data. That way everything is in one place. And work takes off. Let's see how a connected Work Doc starts up real workflows. When you write a report with Work Docs, it always stays relevant. So when a deal changes to one in Salesforce, it's already live here. If you write a meeting summary, you can discuss your next steps directly on a Gantt chart. And since it's live, any update you make on the Work Doc will automatically notify your team. And when you launch a new project, you can plan it entirely from Monday Work Docs. You set your goals, assign work, and even track your service provider's efforts in real time to make sure you're on budget. You can connect Monday Work Docs to whatever tool you use for work, so you can drill down, plan, and follow up straight from the Work Doc. This way, your team will work in context, and you can move from discussions to action items.
Emma!
The Work Doc showed you a screenshot of the past. Start working on a Work Doc that is
Emma, I need the
happening now.
power supply for my
Monday Work Docs, where words ignite workflows.
desk.
Go to Monday.com and try it for free.
Emma!
Imagine a diet-free and exercise-free weight loss method so powerful it could help you lose 40 pounds
Power
in
supply
just
for
4
this. It
weeks.
was all plugged in down there when you
That's
started
what
tidying. I
Brenda,
couldn't
a
find it. Yeah, that's
46-year-old
it.
mother, was able to do using this new fat
Because
loss
I've got-
method that
Panic-
only
panic
50%
alert, don't worry.
even know about.
Plug it in and then
And
thread
Mark,
that
a
end up.
60-year-old who
Yeah, I'll do it
lost
later. I've got
25
people online
pounds in
waiting
just
for me
3
now.
weeks
Oh, fucking
using the
hell.
exact same
Bloody
method.
adverts.
If you or a loved
You
one...
know, Emma, you know what? You could actually do me a favour next time. Would you like to learn to be a booth controller?
Yeah.
You don't ever have to be on screen.
Yeah.
You just switch over when things are appropriate.
Okay.
Stop adverts from popping up, shit like that. And when there are questions, you'd say, "Oh, James, somebody in the audience has asked, rah rah rah."
Yeah.
You know, that would help me so much. In fact, why don't we start when you're done there?
Okay.
For
What do you
reals?
think? What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think, mate?
Up about
Oh yeah, it's good.
7:38
That's
in
good.
the morning.
Are people
We usually
watching?
head out about
Nobody can hear us
9:30,
at the
10 in
moment.
the morning. Get to the West End for about 11,
What they're seeing is this, look.
11:30 because it's a long journey
Emma.
on the bus.
Yeah.
That's all they can see is that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Living with my and things didn't work out so well, and then things started tumbling into bad places, you know, just the roll of the dice, I suppose you could say, and I ended up sleeping rough, and then I started using drugs to escape reality, because it's not nice sleeping on the street, so you look for any kind of comfort you can. And from there, things just got worse until eventually I got into a housing program, which has basically brought me to where I am now. And then obviously I met Bob when I moved into my housing program. And as you know from reading the book, things have changed quite dramatically for me.
It is going to #1 in the bestsellers this weekend, which is absolutely incredible. So how did the book come about?
Well, basically I was selling the big issue in Angel. I'm back up once you hit rock bottom, but I'm definitely on the way back up now.
So he turned you around.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's still the honeymoon period of the book, isn't it? You know, and as you can see, it's selling quite well. And I am so incredibly amazed that so many people are buying my book. It is wonderful. And I am just so grateful to every single person who buys my book. You know, if anybody ever wants to come up and say hello to me and Bob, I always love it, you know. I have to say I was a very selfish person once upon a time, you know, when I was using drugs. The only thing you care about is yourself and where your next bit of drugs are coming from. But when I found him and he was injured and he asked me for help, I had to think about someone other than myself. And this was I think this was the crux where it snapped for me, and I had to, you know...
Right, I've lost sound.
...thinking about someone other than myself, and I started taking care of him. And he repaid me with so much love and affection and absolute loyalty that I've never ever seen in any animal, let alone a cat. Cats are not generally loyal like this, you know. They're very independent usually. Covent Garden is it's a good tourist area, and there's it's just, you know, there's a good mix of like British people and tourists, and it's when you're busking, obviously it's good to have a wide variety of people, but it's always busy. And Covent Garden is one of the busiest areas in London, you know, so that's kind of why it works. But I was doing that before I met Bob. It was just a bonus that Bob decided to come with me. I'd definitely say it's not so hard busking now. I mean, even when I first had Bob, you know, obviously life was a lot easier with Bob because he attracts the people, and he's a gorgeous little man. But ever since, you know, the book's come out, it's made him a celebrity, and obviously me his celebrity keeper. So yeah. People who sleep on the streets, or who work on the streets, or are homeless, or live in hostels, or any of those kind of situations, they're often overlooked by society and they become invisible. I wanted to partly show the true side of life, you know, obviously without the cat, but then also I wanted to, you know, show the joy that Bob had brought to my life, and you know, how much love he gives me, you know. And I mean, if a cat can give that kind of love, why can't a human, you know, help, you know, in that kind of way? Because there's so much that could be done, you know.
I'm sorry guys, we'll be back in just a moment. I'm just trying to sort out the audio here. So we'll be back very shortly. I'm just trying to sort out the audio, and then we'll be back.